guys, what's up? All right, Boss Tone Studio for the GT-1 guitar effects processor. The GT-1B is for bass guitars. This is the guitar one. Anyway, and the boards do look very much identical, other than color, of course, and what's in them. So yeah, they're kind of really cool for 300 bucks a pop. So, I want to show you guys a little bit about this. Now, I've created a patch already called Acoustic Guitar. If you check out my demo video, you'll actually hear me playing my acoustic guitar plugged into this board using this effect that I created. And what I've got in here is guitar goes in and it hits the AC processor, then it goes to my chorus, then to my reverb, and of course my preamps over here. And you can move stuff anywhere you want. Like if you want to move the preamp here, you can do that by simply dragging across, and then you've got to flip these two around. So then you got preamp is natural clean, the processor, which gives us our acoustic, and then the chorus, and then the reverb, and then nothing. Other than we do have a noise suppressor, which we should actually put probably, in here. And the noise suppressor is always active. It can't be deactivated. And that's just the way it goes. But you can change the thresholds on the noise suppressor, your release and detect. Also, your foot volume. I would probably put this here too. Pedal loader does make a difference, but even though there's other pedals that aren't active, it lengthens the chain, and it can also change the tone a little bit. Even though, yes, this is all electronics, it simulates reality of real pedals. So the order, the length, it all matters, okay? But you can change the order any way you want. You can also name a patch to, well, I'd rather name my patches to the name of a song. So that's what I'm going to end up doing, is building up a song list of different songs. But I'm only going to build them as I need them, because each week at church, of course, we're doing different songs, and that's going to require certain things or not certain things. So I need to make sure that, yes, okay, this is going to work with this. So what I do is I set up a basic acoustic patch. I plug my acoustic guitar in, or maybe I'm using my electric guitar, so I have an acoustic simulator patch. And for this, I'm going to add in all the different effects that I'd want to use and have them pre-programmed, and then just manually switch off from the boards which one I don't want, or which ones I don't want in that, and then figure, okay, now I know the settings for this. I write it down. I'm going to need this, this, and this. And then the next song we play, I'll start over again. I'll find the sound that we're after for that song, and then I'll say, okay, I got that settings with all these effects, etc. And then I'll build patches after that, so that I know that on my sheet, I've got a list of every song in order, what the names of the songs are, and what effects I want on each song. And that we do at practice, okay? Then I come home after practice, and then the next day or two or three before church on Sunday, I'll, set up the patches, get them all done, get them in line. Each patch will be the name of each song we're going to do, because you can name, of course, the patches to whatever you want, and within the limitations of the text length, of course. So when you want to go write a patch, right? This is AC Sim Straight. It's acoustic, it's studio, it's in user bank 2. I can put this into any user bank I want. I've got 99 of them. The thing is, you want them close enough together that they follow one after the other, because you're creating a set list of patches. Okay, and then you can also save these set lists too that you put together as well, so that you can have all your different patches, different songs, boom, and build stuff up. And you got the librarian where you can create your live set in here as well, okay? And just boom, say, okay, I want this one here. I want the blues crunch next, which is going to be, I don't know, Glory Hallelujah. Let's see what's going to be next here. Oh, distortion overtone. Okay, that's going to be probably one of those Paul Blanche songs that I like, etc. And then puts it in order, and I build a live set list, right? And then when I'm all done with it, it's all ready to rock and roll. And then I can export. I can import stuff too for other stuff. I can apply the set list if I want to, so that it's done and applied, and then it sets up. So I'm going to hit apply live set. It says apply the selected live set to your GT1, and it's going to put everything in order in the GT1 exactly the way I want it. You know, so that's kind of really cool too. And I can also just kind of go like this. And yeah, I want to delete the live set because I'm not saving that right now anyway. So you can, it's kind of like running my iPad with OnSong for my songs. I can do the same thing with programming my effects for each song. I give it the name of that song. So as we do the song in each order, I just, hit the corresponding button for each song. It works, man. And if we're going to repeat a song, I'll be able to find it rather quickly because it's going to tell me the name of the song on the display. Even if it's dark on stage, which it never is anyways for us, but if it were, I'd be able to clearly read the display even in pitch dark. So that's also great. Anyhow, so there's really not a lot to technically learn. I mean, if you already know how to run dials on a manual, regular, everyday pedal, you're doing the same thing here, but all electronic on the same pedals, okay? Because you do have rat distortion, you got the heavy metal pedals, the what do you call it, metal zone, stuff like that. Pedals you're familiar with, distortion, overdrive, reverbs, delays, you've got all these whackloads of effects. And you've got two FXs here that you can have, which those FXs make up, whatever's in this list here, right? And then you've got your FX2, which has all this stuff in it as well, right? And then, of course, your overdrive section. That's where you're going to find all your overdrive pedals, even a tube screamer, but all your crunches, your cleans, whatever, right? It's all there at your fingertips to just go click and access and activate. So to make sure that an effect is actually turned on, you might want to make sure it's turned on before you save it so that it saves it as being active. Now, we also have a row of buttons on the board. We have FX1 and compressor, overdrive, distortion, preamp, FX2 and mod, delay, reverb. These are things where we can even manipulate an effect that's live. Say, oh, man, we really got to take the reverb off this song. It just isn't working. So you click the reverb button because right now it's lit. You turn it off and it's off, okay? You want reverb back on, you can turn it on. And you'll notice that in the window here, if you keep an eye on reverb right here on the red button as I turn it on and off, it also changes there on the software. But nothing is saved of what I do until I hit the right button and give the sucker a name. Once I do it, the changes are made. You can undo them anytime you want. It's not a big deal. This is the whole point of having 99 user presets that you can manipulate any way you want. So what Boss has done is they've taken 198 presets either way. 99 are presets you don't screw with, except you can to a certain point on the board level. But on the other side of the fence, you've got all the user stuff where you program up to 99 different presets that you want for whatever songs and name them what you want, that sort of thing. It's no different than running a GT-1000 or one of those other boards that has the ability to swap pedal orders or whatever. You're programming the ME80, for example. I have a lot of experience with that board. It's not as flashy or nice as this little compact toy, but it also does run on batteries, which is great. But it's very limited. So to get around, sorry about that, to get around the limitations, you create your own presets, and then you run the presets. And then if you don't want to run presets, you can do your own manual stuff on top of. So you just go back to manual mode and set up your manual mode stuff for certain things that maybe, I should have programmed that in or that in. Well, I can just go to manual mode here and go tweak, tweak, twiddle, twiddle with the dials and start activating pedals, and away you go. Now, what order things go in, we have no idea, other than if you take a look at the ME80 software, what pedal order for effects list and everything that is in, that's how it's actually going to go when you turn stuff on, in that order. Okay, so this, you can actually alter the position of every effect. Okay, You can even take your noise suppressor, and if you don't want it where it was, you can take it and you can actually move it and have your noise suppressor kick in first. And then after your noise suppressor, you have your preamp. So your preamp's going to go here. So noise suppressor first, then your preamp, whatever amp model you've chosen, natural clean, full range, combo crunch, whatever's on this list for preamps. Then your effects, number 1, your effects number 2. I want overdrive over here. Okay, so I'm going to put my overdrive here. My pedal volume. Really I think pedal volume is something that, it's just a volume thing, for how much output goes to your amp, right? So, you could even put it here and it's going to make no difference, in that sense, right? It's when you start messing with the main effects, that order really does matter a lot. Okay, but then once you're done, you just click the right button, give it a name, save it to whatever, away you go. It's, and with this too, they give you things like hard rock, metalcore, acoustic, R&B. I mean, you don't see these 2 selections on your digital display on the machine. I don't even know what the heck these are even doing here for. Like, I really don't get it. I mean, the title thing I get. We need that, and we need to assign it to one of the 99 user banks. You'll notice presets are not able to be saved, so you can't screw with a preset and then save that preset, other than to save it to a user bank area that you created from that preset. Then you can go to a user bank area, but you can't actually manipulate the preset itself. So you still get 99 programmable presets and the additional 99 boss only things, but on either case, if there are buttons that you need turned off on the board, even on a boss preset, you can turn certain parts of that patch off or back on again. So you can do that with any of them. Okay, so that is kind of really cool. I really like that. But anyways, that's kind of your thing. In the librarian, you can create like a set list. Okay, so if you want to create one of those, you can say, okay, I want this first, and then I want this, and then I want this, and then I want this, then I want another one of these. I need one more of these, or actually that is the only one. So I need that one. I need the natural clean. I need the fat bluesy lead, and then we're going to go into round and round, okay? And then I started thinking, okay, now that I created this, I'm not quite done yet. I think maybe we should move the positions around, and we can move the positions around, okay, so that we get them in the order. So the order that these are in as a preset, that is the order they're going to show up on in the pedal, okay, is the idea here, okay? So we just say, okay, we're done with that. So now we want to apply the live set. So when we apply this, it's going to apply it to the Gt-1, and those are the effects that are going to go in order on the pedal board from start to finish. And then anything after that, we just keep using whatever's next on the hit list from 10 and up, right? So that's kind of really cool. Now, can we also add in some of the boss presets, right? Unmatched combo, right? Cancel. I don't want to overwrite that one. So let's take, where was it? Unmatched combo. So we'll put that there. So yeah, we can add in unmatched combo. Mild jazz. We want that. We can do our entire night set list and in order of what we're going to do the songs in. So we got to make sure we keep our order. Otherwise, you're going to mess up the poor guy on the pedal board here. But yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. And then once you're done, yep, and apply, yep, and then it shows up on the board in that order. And then anything after that from 13 on is whatever 13 and on is. So, but if you don't like it, you don't like it. You can always go back to the editor. The librarian, I saw an area in here where we can actually delete all this. So right here, delete live set. You click the little X beside edit, and we've deleted it because we're not saving that anyways. We can back up our patches too in our set lists. Whatever we've done, we can import stuff from the internet for different patches and whatnot. It's really not that difficult to run, guys. I mean, I do have a lot of experience with these programs already, so for me, I kind of make it look easy. But honestly, it really isn't that hard. I mean, it doesn't take long to figure it out. You're pretty much idiot proof, okay? If you want to start from a blank starting point, so you've got a pre-made patch like this, just hit clear and say okay. Now, nothing is saved. It has not altered my patch. It's going to leave my patch alone until I choose to save it and where I choose to save it to. I just need to start out at a clean slate somewhere. Now, for me, I'm going to say I want to put my preamp first. Okay, that's my preamp. So I want to go a high gain stack. And then I want, actually, I'm going to take the compressor. The pedal's fine. Overdrive. Okay, so the overdrive, I'll take the metal zone for that. On top of a high gain stack already. You know what I mean? Foot volume. You can change how much output goes to the max level. So, this is your level control here. You'll see, levels going up and down. Now, that will not change other than, if we go minimum volume, maximum volume. Now, if we go and we do this, we're still going to the full turning capability of the potentiometer here to go up and down. But our minimum volume at 0 is going to be wherever we set the minimum volume. Our maximum output to our amplifier that we're doing for the input signal to the amp, that even though we're maxed out on the foot, we're not maxed out on the board because the volume max is set lower than full. So this gives you a lot of abilities to do more quieter stuff in some areas, and you can, change the foot pedal volume specs on another patch to whatever you want. So if you want everything maxed on the next patch for on and off kind of thing, do whatever you want, right? It's really going to work just fine for you. Anyhow, if you do have some questions, give it a couple weeks before you ask me questions. I still got more and more to learn about this program as it is, and I want to try doing some live set creations. I'm going to be testing this thing out in church this week at practice, as well as I'll be playing my electric guitar next Sunday with the other team, and I'm going to be using this board through our sound system, because I got rid of the Marshall amp, so I don't have to worry about the Marshall amp or miking it up and getting congested to a small area. So I have my pedal board now, in which case I can, just have that, put it through the house. I'll be able to hear it through there, and just have a stage monitor on stage to hear myself, and I'll be fine. Anyways, so thank you so much for watching and staying tuned. Hope the video wasn't too long for you and that you did learn quite a bit. And, questions, comments, you know where they go. And I definitely do answer. So, anyways, see you later.